What's going on? It's time to take a little break from the slasher films and talk about a documentary that was recently released on Netflix called Bob Ross: Happy Accidents, Betrayal, and Greed. It's a Netflix original documentary and it was released sometime this month in August 2021. It was produced and directed by Joshua Rofi, and yeah, he's done a few other documentaries like Lost for Life, Swift Current, The Small River, and Almaranki, and The Gray in Between. So Bob Ross is a pretty famous painter who had like a 30 season show on PBS in the States. Um, yeah, doing half painting a full landscape paint picture in a half hour. And he basically teaches you how to paint and stuff. I've seen a couple of them and stuff like that. It's actually pretty relaxing and soothing to see, watch, and follow along. Mine never turned out great, but yeah. So yeah, he was well known for that, and he ended up making pretty much this documentary shows you how he became the well-known painter that he is, and yeah, he ended up. It's your typical, somewhat disappointing story of someone making a deal with some people that basically helped him grow an empire, and then they became greedy and tried to basically buy his name from his family and yeah, run the empire themselves and make money off his name and be greedy in that way. And even though they tried, they were in the beginning they were friends, but then once like the sad outcome of Bob Ross getting cancer and passing away came about, the they're the Kowalskis. They basically, um, yeah, try to get the rights to Bob Ross's name, and now they run Bob Ross Inc., which is basically has nothing to do with the family or anything like that. All the money goes straight to them, and it's very heartbreaking. And the sad thing is, this happens a lot in like business aspects and stuff like that. A lot of people don't realize, but this is quite common. And this documentary sort of shows you the outcome and how hard it can be for families, and how um, just how hard and how different life can be from the other side. Even though being like famous and well known is always fun and interesting, but yeah, this one points out the rough times and some of the hardships that Bob Ross went through in his life, stuff he enjoyed and everything. Does a good job of covering it. You learn a lot about him in this documentary and his family and stuff. And most of it's told by his son and his few close friends and stuff. But a lot of people didn't want to take part in the documentary because they're scared the Kowalskis were going to sue them and that. So, yeah, it's one of those documentaries that like tries to be really edgy and stuff like that, due to like all like the crime documentaries and stuff that's out there. They try to make it a little more seem a little more serious and tense, but they're not quite at that level. But it's still it was cool learning about Bob Ross and stuff, and his life and things like that. And then it's your typical outcome. It's sad. It's disappointing, but sadly, this happens quite often. I studied business in college, and yeah, um, the sad thing is this happens quite often with a lot of people not even knowing it. So, entertainment industry is just one industry. It actually happens frequently. So, at least this documentary opens your eyes to some of the hardships and tough decisions you have to make when you're put in those predicaments and stuff like that. And it can affect full families, not just the person and stuff. And it's pretty moving that way. Um, I enjoyed this because I study business and I understand like a lot of it, and yeah, it's moving, and it's neat seeing someone become so famous and well known for such an odd thing, being a painting teacher who had a TV show run for 30 seasons, like 30 years almost, on PBS. Like, You don't really hear that very often, and he definitely has his own legacy and stuff. It's just too bad people and his family and his son can't like recoup some of that profit and live a good life and stuff like that, and a happy one, and embrace the legacy, even though they do embrace the positive aspects of it. This documentary is pretty well made. It's pretty engaging and pretty fun and stuff like that. I don't really have any complaints for it. The pacing's good. Everything about it is good. It's just subject matter might be a little dull for some people, and the others it might be almost a little too much. So it depends on where you are at with like how you would accept like certain documentaries. Like if you're looking for a good crime documentary and something very aggressive, like not like a murder mystery or something like that, but like if you like that type of stuff, you'll probably find this boring. But if you like more entertaining backstories, whether good or bad, and stuff, sort of like the Untold one shows and stuff like that that are happening right now, and like stuff, the dark times behind famous people. If you like those type of documentaries, this is a good one. So definitely check it out. I'm giving this documentary 4 out of 5 because I kind of wish they had a little more context to what like more people that knew them. I know there's reasons why they didn't participate, but I think that would make this documentary even better. But they kind of repeat themselves a few times throughout it. But overall, it's still a pretty solid documentary, and it's definitely something people should check out. And uh, especially if you know of Bob Ross, you should definitely check it out and stuff like that. They even throw in a lot of like the cameos and like the all the pop culture references. They have quite a bit of those mixed into the documentary as well, which is always fun to see. So definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. It's on Netflix right now. So yeah, check it out. It's pretty good. So yeah, I'll link a trailer down below. There wasn't really any decent ones. Most of it's just like a picture of Bob Ross of like uh, like text explaining some of the aspects of the documentary. But yeah, I'll link that down below if you're interested. And yeah, let me know your opinions down below in the comments if you check it out. I'd love to hear what you thought of it too. Also, make sure you check out my Instagram. It's linked down below where I was post clips of films I'm going to review in the future on my story. I usually put the film title and hashtag and the subgenre of film in a hashtag so you're aware of it. So make sure you follow me on Instagram to stay in the loop. Like this video, share it so more people are aware of it. We can gain more notoriety for Bob Ross and hopefully make this a better outcome for everyone. So yeah, make sure you like this video, share it, and yeah, make sure you subscribe because you never know what I'm going to talk about next. I'm probably going to go back into the slasher genre for a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. This is just a nice little refreshing break from that. So yep. So yeah, also if you have any films that you want to hear my opinions on, whether on Netflix or whatever, comment them down below. I'll watch anything. So yeah, make sure you comment those down below, and I'll try my best to get them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. And I guess yeah, if you haven't heard of Bob Ross, check out his painting shows. They're all over YouTube and stuff like that. They're pretty entertaining and soothing, especially if you're having a rough time. It's pretty relaxing to check out. So yeah, definitely check them out. Check out the documentary, and I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So, till then, cheers.